Hello, Mooncrafters. Welcome. This is Craft of Moon. Welcome back to the channel. You may have noticed that over the past month or so, I've been diving into the current events, talking about what's been happening in the world, and trying to connect the dots between the stars and the news. But today I want to come right back home. Back to the heart of this work itself, back to the moon and what she's doing in your life, in my life, in all our lives, as we move through these cycles together. Because here's the thing, when we look out at the world right now, it can feel heavy. If you're paying attention to the news, if you're scrolling through your feeds, if you're just out there living your life, you know there's trouble. And I'm not here to tell you there isn't. I'm not here to convince you that everything is fine. But what I am here to do is to try to help you find your center in the middle of it all. And that, hopefully, is what this video is about. We're about to experience a new moon in Aquarius. And it's not just any new moon, it is a solar eclipse. It's an out of sign solar eclipse, which I'll explain in a little bit. This is a moment that asks something of us. It asks us to stop running from the past, stop clinging to the present, and stop fearing the future. It asks us to sit right in the middle and find our balance. So today I'm going to walk you through what this eclipse means, how to work with it, and what the next 2 weeks are asking from you. We'll talk about Venus sitting on the North Node in Pisces, Mercury struggling in those very same waters, and a massive triple conjunction coming in Aries that you absolutely need to know about. So stick around. And if this resonates, hit the like button. Why not? Drop a comment. I would love to hear from you. And subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Buckle up. Let's dive in. Most people use astrology in one of three ways. Sometimes they use one, two, maybe even all three, but usually not all three together. We can see it out at least in the pop astrology in the fields out there. Some people look backwards. They want to understand the birth chart, childhood, why we are the way we are. Those people are asking, what made me like this? Why did this happen? They're searching for cause, for reason, and the beginning of the story. In astrology, this is the cardinal energy. It's a cardinal way of looking at time. The initiation, the starting point. This is where things begin. Then there are the prognosticators, the people looking ahead, trying to see where we're going. And we've all done this. We've done the looking in the past. We've done the looking in the future. We all do all of these things at different points in our life. Sometimes throughout the day, we just switch from one to the next. We're trying to figure out what's going to happen. How do I avoid disaster? How do I get what I want? They're trying to predict, to control, to prepare. Nothing wrong with it. We all do it. But I'm just saying this is the mutable side of the future. This is the change, the transformation that's coming. It's about endings that become beginnings. Then there's the present. This is when people want to feel good right now. The ones who are using astrology to affirm themselves. or honestly, sometimes and many times actually to scare themselves. Am I okay? Is this a good time? Should I be worried? This is the fixed side. This is the fixed way, the solid way of looking at time. It's solid, stable, and changing experience of now. Even when everything feels chaotic, the present moment has a certain solidity to it. These are the three modalities of astrology. And here's the problem. If you lock into just one of these, you're off balance. Think of a pottery wheel. I used to work with clay. Most of my life, actually. I studied ceramics. I got my BFA in ceramics. I built things with my hands. And when you center clay on the wheel, you need pressure from two opposite directions. Your hands push in from different sides, and the clay finds its center as it spins. And as much as we say metaphorically we're dust, or we came from dust and we're going to go to dust, or we're all clay, but really we're not clay. We're human beings and we move through time. Time has multiple directions, not just two. We need a third pressure point. That's why we have the three modalities. We need something that helps us hold the past, the present, and the future all at once. Not getting yanked around by hope or fear, not getting stuck in any one place. That's what astrology can do when you use it right. It's not a replacement for a spiritual practice. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that at all. It's not going to get you into heaven, to nirvana, to enlightenment, but it can help you center. It can help you feel the pressure of time, past, present, and future. And instead of resisting it, let you shape it into something balanced. Because here's what happens when you don't. You become like one of those top-loading washing machines where all the clothes get on one side of the chamber and spin off kilter. You know the sound when the clothes start wobbling around and thrashing and making a banging noise. Ba-bom, 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 ba-bom. But it sounds like it's possessed by some kind of demon or something. That's what happens when you fixate on one modality. You lose your center, you spin out. So the work I do and the work I want to invite you into is about finding that center, not just intellectually, but in your body, in your life, in the way you move through the world. And this eclipse, this is a moment to do exactly that. Let me tell you about Aquarius, or at least something. I'm not going to tell you all about Aquarius, but I have an Aquarius moon myself. And one of the jokes I've made recently with some of my friends about the shadow side of this placement is, you know how some people say Aquarius moon people are aloof or too distant? This is true. That can be one of the manifestations of an Aquarius moon, but there's also another side to it. Just a little bit socially interesting. Aquarius moon can talk about the grossest, most disturbing things at a party or a dinner, and not even bat an eye. Like you're sitting there eating fancy French food or Italian or Thai food. And someone with an Aquarius moon casually brings up something that makes everyone lose their appetite. Not because they're trying to be rude, they just have this massive intolerance for uncomfortable topics. It's like how doctors can talk about surgery while they eat. There's a distance, an objectivity. But that same quality, that's also Aquarius moon's gift. Aquarius can hold enormous amounts of experience without getting swallowed by it. It has what I call an emotional or physical elasticity. It can stretch to contain a lot and then come back to center. It can witness suffering. It can witness chaos, beauty, and joy all at the same time and not collapse under the weight or the paradox of what they're experiencing. Now, you may have heard the phrase, the 30,000 foot view. Some people talk about that as a description for Aquarius people, that they look at things from a 30,000 foot view. Like you're in a plane, looking down. Like if you're in that plane, you look out the window, you can see the clouds and the sky and the ground below you. You can see the farmland, the rivers, the mountains. It's a big picture. And that's kind of right, but not exactly. A plane view is distant and you can see a lot, but you lose the details. You can't see the people, the cars, the faces. But think about a bird, a hawk, an eagle. The bird flies high, but it also has telescopic vision. It can see the entire field below. And when it sees that movement, it can zoom in on a single mouse moving through the grass. It can see everything and then focus on one thing simultaneously. That's Aquarius. And this new moon, it's planting a seed in that space, not outer space. I'm not talking about the space that exists out there. I'm talking about the space that exists within everything. The space between atoms, the space that makes up the most smallest particles, the pervasive, quantum, all-present space that holds everything together. The moon is being planted there. So what does it mean that this is an eclipse? A solar eclipse happens when the moon moves directly between the Earth and the sun, blocking out the light. For a moment, the world goes dark. It can't be seen everywhere, but the places where it can be seen on the planet, that's what happens. But regardless if you can see it or not, it's still an experience that happens for all of us on Earth. And in that moment, the sun disappears. And in that darkness, something shifts. Eclipses happen at points that we call the lunar nodes. These are the points where the moon's orbit crosses the path of the Earth's orbit around the sun. We call these the North Node and the South Node. The North Node is about the future, where we're heading. The South Node is about the past, what we're releasing. And granted, these are very simplistic ways of talking about the North and South Node. There are books and books and books written on the North and the South Node. They are very complex archetypes, so I'm not trying to simplify them, but for the sake of this video, we are just going to leave it at that. Right now, the nodes are in Pisces, the North Node, and Virgo in the South. But here's the interesting part. This eclipse is happening in Aquarius, not Pisces. So it is what we call an out of sign eclipse. The moon and the sun are at the very final edges of Aquarius, 28 degrees and change, just barely holding on before they slip into Pisces. For the sun, it's going to be a day or two, but for the moon, hours only. What does this mean for you? It means it talks about a cosmic disconnect externally and internally. It's a cognitive dissonance. A cosmic disconnect and a cognitive dissonance. You might feel like your life should be going one way, but it's not. You might think you're supposed to be somewhere else, doing something else, being someone else, and yet here you are. That is the out of sign quality. It's like the universe is saying, I know you think your destiny is over there, but actually, you need to be right here, right where you are. And Aquarius says, be here in this vast open space with everything you're carrying and focus. Remember the bird. The eagle sees the whole field, but then it locks in. It sees the mouse and it dives. So the question this eclipse is asking you, what are you diving toward? What is the one thing, the mouse in the field, the salmon in the river, that you are focusing on with your telescopic vision? What are you going after? Because this is the moment of initiation. The moon and the sun are coming together, uniting form and emptiness, body and space. And that union is planting a seed of now, a seed of your life, your body, your work, your relationships, all of it. What are you planting? Now, while the eclipse is happening in Aquarius, there's something else going on that you need to know about. At the same moment, Venus is sitting almost exactly on the North Node in Pisces. At the moment of the eclipse, Venus is at 8 degrees and 51 minutes, and the North Node is at 8 degrees and 56 minutes. They are 5 arc minutes apart. That is tight. It is a full body embrace, and Venus is in Pisces, her exaltation, the sign where she has the most power to bring about abundance, pleasure, beauty, and connection. The North Node is the future. It's where we're headed. It's destiny. And it's the sense that we all feel that we know we need to be going. So what does it mean that Venus is there? It means the future is sensual. The future is embodied. The future is not something you think your way into. It is something you feel your way into. You want to know what's coming? Go eat a good meal. Get a massage. Light some incense. Spray perfume. Smell flowers. Watch the sunset. Feel texture of the favorite fabric that you like rubbing up against your skin. Listen to the music that moves you. The future is not abstract. It's tangible, and Venus on the North Node is saying your body knows the way. But